Coming up, we're live at the International Space Development Conference, and we've got these really nifty badges to prove it. Yeah, Orlando, baby. Wow, International Space Development Conference. I keep saying developers.
I know.
You know
developers,
why?
developers.
That's why. That's exactly why. My name is Benjamin Higginbotham. With me is beautiful, lovely, wonderful, talented, and incredibly tired and hungry. Carrie Ann Higginbotham.
This is true.
We've had like 1/2 meal today, and that was it. And like
awesome.
a thing of water, and that's it. So we're running on fumes. But
bread and water. They're keeping us in cages down here.
We're high on ISDC. That's what it is. This is what's keeping us going.
Yes.
Yes, ISDC.
Yes, that's what it is.
And there are a lot of really cool people here. There's Buzz Aldrin's right downstairs, I believe. Actually, I was just motioning over to Beezy Wing. Get in. Get in. Nope, you can't say off camera. In fact, I've even got a mic for you. So
Thank you for our cool background. We happen to be in the lobby of the Omni Hotel where ISDC is being held, and they are kind enough to just let us talk into nothingness and look like complete crazy go-nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
So is this your first International Space Development Conference? Yeah.
No, actually, I got to go to the one last year up in D.C., and I was mostly just awestruck and hardly remember a thing from it besides that it was amazing.
Why? What
Because he
what
was
made you
drunk.
so? No. So why
I'm
were you
not saying I
awestruck?
wasn't.
So what was it about it that? What is it about the conference that makes you so giddy and happy?
Well, it's all of these people from the industry that you hear about and you read about in all these articles. And now you can walk up and shake their hand.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. They're really cool people too. I mean, they're just willing to sit there and talk with you. Most of them, at least. And they like to tell their stories. It's pretty cool, I think.
And they tell very different stories when they're not speaking in front of an audience and in small little groups.
Yep.
And those stories are much, much better.
More incentive to actually come to the conference next year.
Exactly.
Which is going to be held in Chicago?
I believe it's in Chicago
next year.
Which means maybe we can go to that one too. Want to
So-
know why? Because we live in Minneapolis.
Oh, see
And
there.
so it'll be really a whole lot closer.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right. So what did you get out of the conference?
What did I get out of the conference?
Yeah. Well, thus far, I'm making it sound like the conference is almost over. We're like a day into it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we're barely a quarter into the mix, as it were.
Yep.
Ken Davidian was speaking today. We had Will Whitehorn speaking today from Virgin. We had SpaceX talking today.
Oh, no, I will say, though, because I'm not obligated to, be nice to anyone.
He's not going to kiss anyone's ass.
No, I'm really not. Will's speech, the Virgin speech, was just the giant PR thing that we've seen over and over and over again.
Yeah, and you know what the other thing was?
You're at the developers or development conference, and these are a bunch of space geeks. We've all seen this.
Right.
Do something new and different. Give us some sort of cool announcement.
There was a couple other people who said that, though, too. Like, one woman said something like, well, if you've seen me at the other ISDC conferences, then you've heard this already. And I was like, dude, a year ago?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You need to have something new by then.
Yeah, no, I totally
And if you
agree.
don't be speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's plenty of room for other people who have stuff to say, like me.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Virgin Galactic fan, but seriously, what was up with that? I don't understand that.
No, Elon was not here, but his right-hand man was.
That's correct, yep. Who is your favorite speaker today?
I don't know. I was running around passing out question sheets.
Yep.
I kind of felt like a hot dog vendor at a baseball game. Questions, get your questions.
Yep.
So I was
Pretty
only
much what
like
it was, yeah.
half paying attention to the stuff.
Well, what one of the really cool things is, and if you guys didn't watch any of this stuff, first off, you can go to Spacevidcast.com, watch all this stuff on demand, so you can see all of the ISDC clips. If you're watching this on YouTube, understand that these clips are not necessarily on our YouTube channel. You have to go to Spacevidcast.com to get to these clips. There's technical reasons for that. But more than that, if you get to this video in time, if you watch this video in time, and you want to see ISDC live, we're streaming these conferences live, and we're handing, like, you can ask your question, and we hand it over to BZ, and he runs it up to the front of the stage, and then they moderate it, make sure that it's okay for air. You know, don't. Well, how do you go poop in space? Yeah, great, thanks.
Why are you so stupid?
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody's already heard the answer to that question here, and we're all tired of it.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. So, you know, I've been having fun. It's been a moderately long day because it's just back to back speakers.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's quite a bit of really good
That
information.
today is like the more corporation-y kind of stuff, and that's not really our audience for the most part. So it doesn't pertain to us as much as I think some of the other days will. Right?
Yep. Yeah, probably. I think our day is more like Saturday.
The only difference is that you and you alone, because I was not there, got to see the lunch and dinner speaks.
That's correct.
Speeches? Oh, which I lied. Elon Musk was here because he gave the lunch speech. See,
Yep.
I wasn't in on that. So
he was
I
at
missed
lunch.
it.
He was at lunch. And who'd we have for dinner? It
Richard
went up
Garriott.
twice.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, best speaker I've seen in a long time. We have video of that. We weren't able to stream from that room live, so you couldn't see it live. But we have video of his presentation, and it is amazing. So, and we'll post that in high def on the YouTube channel and on Spacevidcast.com. But did you get to see that one?
No, I didn't. I kind of collapsed and fell asleep for a few hours.
Oh, that's a bummer, because I would have to say he is the best speaker of the day, the best one I've seen the entire conference thus far, all one day of it.
Well, actually,
There you go.
the student organizations have actually set up a couple of hidden student sessions with a few of the speakers, and we've got a session with him tomorrow. So
User number 16822 is asking who this was. This was Richard Garriott.
Richard Garriott.
He's one of the guys who helped found Space Adventures. He is a private citizen who has gone to the International Space Station not once, but twice, and he is one of only 2 humans who is a second-generation astronaut. Although the term astronaut is up for debate, because as I understand it, the term astronaut means you have to be part of the government entity from NASA and on a specific mission. But he was on specific missions,
Right.
so it's a
He
little.
did experiments just like everybody else.
He did. So I'm not sure. He likes to be called. He doesn't like to be called a space tourist. He definitely likes to be called an astronaut, but.
well, none of the space tourists like to be called space tourists.
Because that's more Virgin Galactic-y suborbital, and all the space tourists to date have really been going to the International Space Station, which is you got to train for that.
Yeah,
you have to
that's
know how the vehicles
different.
work. It's a much bigger deal. And by the way, for anyone interested, if you'd like to go to the moon, you can do that for a mere $200 million. You too can fly around the moon, all Apollo 8 style. You like that?
Yes, Apollo 8 style.
Yeah,
I guess I should
Just like-
start saving money now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Well, that's what he says. He says Richard Garriott. One of the things he said was, I saved my money and I made my fortune so I could go to space, so I could go to the Antarctic, and so I could go to the bottom of the sea. And he did. He just does these really cool extreme things, and I'm like, awesome, and awesome, and awesome. So yeah, more things to come. Tomorrow, Carrie Ann and I will be giving a keynote presentation, a presentation, a panel at, what time is it? 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, correct?
No.
No?
I can
No.
go grab the schedule.
4 o'clock Eastern. 4
Oh,
to
yeah.
6.
Let me grab the schedule.
All right, go grab the schedule. At 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, so 4 to 6, and we're going to be doing 3 things. We're doing new media, we're doing like a basics, like how you can do your space, and then we're also
Right.
doing a Yuri's Night thing. One of the really sad things, so if Jepef is in the room or if you guys are around, I apologize in advance. Our session collides with the Jupiter Direct session.
Right. Well, you guys have, I'm sure most of you have been to conferences, but even those of you who haven't been to conferences, there's a lot of different talks going on all at the same time. There's like the main room talks, and then there's sort of like the side room talks, and then there's like the other talks that are like in the hotel rooms and stuff like that. So there's all these sort of breakout sessions and what have you. But right, there's the talks in the bathroom, but we don't talk about that.
Awkward.
But so the thing is that we have been chosen, if you will, for the 4 to 6 time slot to be in the main room. Even if we weren't in the main room.
Uncle BS wants us to cover Direct.
even if we weren't in the main room,
Yeah.
the camera would be on us anyway.
Yeah.
So
not only are you not going to get to see the direct conference,
you won't be able to ask your questions.
yeah, but we may not even be able to be live for our own conference because I don't know if we have bandwidth in that room or not.
Right.
So this is going to be really interesting.
Ta-da!
I hope you guys aren't too mad at us, but it is what it is, so deal. If you wanted to see direct and not us, you should have been here.
No, the thing you can do though, you can Twitter some of your questions to @ISDC. I know he's taking some questions. I don't know how many of them, and you might want to be very specific about direct or direct, question mark or something to let him know kind of what's going on. But I know they are trying to take questions through Twitter, through their Facebook page, although I don't know if anyone's checking that, so be really careful with that one. I don't know if you can email them. Yeah. Anyway, so through Twitter. Send in your questions via Twitter to ISDC.
OM wants to know how you go to space in the bathroom. You know what?
There is no space in the bathroom.
How do you go to
It's
space in the
tiny.
bathroom?
How do you go to...
How do you go to space in the
The problem is that we're too tired that we didn't even notice.
I didn't even catch that. This is definitely an informal show.
Don't you think?
Yep. So absolutely, you want to come on and talk about ISDC? You know you do.
Just come on, say hi, I'm at ISDC.
Wait, hang on. We've got camera fear, like right here.
So just say hi.
Well, yeah, you got to come.
Sure.
You got to come in and get cozy, though. Here you go, and you get a microphone.
Excellent. You're live now.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're live right now.
See, there we are.
Excellent.
Everyone's saying
Hi, everybody. Daryl Kane, ISDC. This place rocks.
So, what was your favorite part of the day so far?
The fireworks were cool.
Oh, great. You know what? Rub that in.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No,
Yeah,
we were
we
here.
were setting up.
Oh, all right. Well, otherwise, it was cool seeing some of the Virgin Galactic video.
That's what we were just knocking on it.
You were just knocking on it.
Well, we were knocking on the Virgin Galactic presentation because it felt like it was just like every other Virgin Galactic presentation.
So that's true.
Was there really any new information in there that you didn't know already?
Nobody was on a really big screen.
So, well, I mean, the screen was cool. So there was a discussion how there was going to be some reveal. with Virgin Galactic.
Yeah. There was a Twitter thing going on, and
Yeah, so there was a reveal. It wasn't huge, but it was pretty cool, and that's that they're going to start doing glider test with Spaceship 2.
at the end of the
At the end- by
this
the
year.
end of the year.
This year,
Right.
yep.
And then after that, I mean, it's not as cool as a reveal. They're going to do actual rocket firing tests, but it's still pretty cool.
Get
Oh,
back
yeah,
over
they
here and get a
did.
mic. Down over here.
I'm bringing my computer.
Also, they asked us if it was the largest nitrous rocket ever fired. I didn't have the numbers, so I couldn't tell.
You know, we're gonna say yes.
All right, we'll go with yes.
Yeah.
So, but you like the Virgin Galactic? Everyone likes Virgin Galactic as a whole because we all look at Virgin Galactic and go, "That's my ticket to space," right? I mean, most
true.
of us mere mortals who don't have the 38 million to go to the International Space Station, say, "Okay, well, I can figure out somehow to get 200,000, or more importantly, that ticket price is going to go down." So I can probably figure it out when it gets to 50,000. That's my ticket into space. So we all love Virgin Galactic. I don't know of anyone
well,
who's
you know
like,
that
Virgin
they're gonna
Galactic
do it
sucks.
right as well. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be like the Disney of suborbital flights.
Yeah, and
Till
what
Disney does
I'm
it.
hoping for is as they continue, they go with that plan of eventually global travel, upper atmosphere, outside of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded, when we were watching the presentation, and obviously you guys can all watch that on demand at spacevidcast.com, it sounded like that's what they're doing. They're like, this is just the beginning. This is where we're starting, and we want to go in, beyond,
Yeah.
as it were.
I mean,
we want to go.
as well with another
Forward, up.
to name another one of the companies, SpaceX. The
Yep.
fact that they want to go beyond what they're doing now.
Now, you remember that question during the, what was it, the COTS panel, where someone asked, like, why do you think that, how was that question
how do
worded?
you define? How can you say that you have
The three failures question, or the success on the third
success?
try.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That particular
that
one.
was him over here.
Oh, you
Yeah.
asked that.
Yep.
I should have recognized your handiwork there. By the way, both of us are members of
I'm pretty
SEDS.
sure they thought it
Yes.
was me,
Yeah.
but I was just laughing hysterically.
Well, I saw her when she was up there, kind of like trying to parse the question.
But at least she admitted. She was like, this is spicy. Let's talk about this
Definitely,
for a
guys.
second.
True.
If you guys want to see that moment, that's in the COTS video, the COTS video that you can find on Spacevidcast.
One of
I'm
the
just going to
first
keep
ones.
pimping out all the on-demand stuff throughout the rest of this show.
It's actually really good. A lot of it is really good.
And a lot of it's, I'm just going to be frank, a lot of it's kind of boring too. A lot of it's just a rehash of what we already know.
Yeah,
you got to get through that to get to some of the fun parts like this.
If you keep track of what's going on in the space industry, that's part of what these conferences happens at these conferences. Is you do see a lot of repeat stuff that you already know. But I come to these things mainly because I get to meet people. For example, you two.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Hi, nice to meet you. And nice to meet everyone else.
Well, it's interesting. Our target market's not the space and the people who are already in space. Our target market, we're trying to get the noobs or the closet space geeks. Now, inherently, we're going to get the non-closet space geeks, but like the Tims of the world. So.
Yes, Tim Bailey.
Yep.
Baileys are awesome.
Why don't you just stand right there?
Why don't you stand right
there
in front of the camera?
No, right there. A little
that
bit.
Would be
little
awesome.
bit
The
further.
Baileys are awesome for standing in front of the camera. No, I thought so too. If you rewatch this video, I was looking down at the laptop for the first half.
What kind of schlock do you think they're selling here? Come on.
I see. There's some setup involved.
How about this? I'll hand you the microphone and you can come through.
Yeah, BZ actually already popped up from behind, and we had a little whack-a-mole.
But he's not going to do that at all. Do not expect Tim Bailey.
This is why we're an internet show and not on the television. Straight up, people. This reason right here, right now. No. So, and everyone's calling. Yeah,
No.
Do you want to talk on Spacevidcast?
Do it.
I'll let you finish your interview or whatever it was.
There wasn't much of an interview. I've just been
No,
talking.
we've been talking. Get your
He
butt
walked
in
by
here.
and we
Come
were
on.
like, hey, come sit down.
Yeah.
I told you we were going to do this, and you were all like, I'm not going to do it. And then I'm like, you're going to do it. And that was pretty much the extent of the conversation. Who are you, and why do we care?
Hi, my name is Tim Bailey. I am the conference chair for ISDC 2009.
Woo!
Oh, you've gone like all official.
No,
on
but
me now.
wait. You didn't answer the second question.
Yeah, why do we care?
care?
Why do we care? Because ISDC 2009 is the space conference. We have the coolest people.
Are you knocking other space conferences right now? Is that what's going on? What's going to happen when you chair a different space conference?
Well,
Because
No,
we know
Calvin,
you're
I'm
going
not.
to. All right, hang on, because I've been doing this all night. Now go back to our archives, watch the live interview we had with Tim, and he does like everything. He's like, I chair this, I chair that, I chair this, I chair that. I've done everything, but he's been freaking a flight attendant on the zero-G airplanes.
that's correct.
That's so awesome.
It is awesome, actually. It's one of those things that I never thought I would do to get myself closer to actually being in space was to become a flight attendant. And it's,
You can take mine.
you have to go where the road leads.
What-
And I think this is one of those things like coming to ISDC. You
Well, look at
guys,
me.
we're kind of wishy-washy a little bit. I know, like, oh, we're coming, oh, we're not coming. Oh, maybe we're coming, but we're probably not coming.
Only because we knew we had to deal with you, Tim.
Right,
He just called us wishy-washy on our own show.
But you know what? At the end of the day, are you glad
That's
you're
it. Give
here?
me the mic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, it's cool people and it's fun stuff, and it's interesting conversation that's occurring.
There you go. And that's why I wanted to do ISDC over other space conferences right now. It's because I think it's really important that we have this conversation with people, with the public, about why space is important and how they can participate in it. And this evening, were you guys in there to hear Richard Garriott?
I was. They weren't. Well, I don't know if you were. She wasn't.
Oh, I was there.
Oh,
All right, sweet.
you missed it. Let me tell you.
It was awesome.
It
Thanks,
was
Tim.
really cool. Well, he's a second-generation flight participant. His dad was an astronaut. Now he's been to space. He was talking all about the things that he did there, how he and his mom, prototyped some art on the zero-G airplane before he took it up and did it on the space station, and that the time for talking is over. Like, there's been a long time where people talk about space and where it's all talk and no action, and now we're in the part of history where we're actually taking action to go into space.
You understand you're on a space talk show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just pointing that out.
But we're talking about things that
Preacher,
are actually
choir.
happening.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so
Space is cool.
let me
No.
ask-
Tim, what's the website for that?
Spaceiscool.org. No.
So let me ask you this.
You better register that quick.
I
Somebody else in our chat room is right now.
I agree with that. The statement that the time for talking is over and the time for doing is now. So if I were someone who's like, I agree. You know what? I want to do something. What do I do? Where do I start? Because it's just saying the time for doing is now is too broad. I mean, what if I'm a noob or I'm a closet space geek? That's the term of the night. Where do I go? What do I do?
Well,
That's
one
2
place I
shots,
would
by
say-
the way. Closet Space Geek, 2 shots. Sorry, go on.
I didn't realize we were doing the drinking game, or I would have brought my own.
They have the drinking game no matter what we say,
Oh,
so I figured I might
excellent.
as well participate.
Excellent. All right, so your question was, what do you do?
Yeah, how do you
Right?
get started? How do you
get
become?
started?
You're already space passionate, but you're not that hardcore geek yet. You want to change the world. Where do you start?
I think literally not just plugging the conference because we're already here and people can't register now. It's come to ISDC.
And this is your only one, right? I mean, because
Right.
the next year's in Chicago, and you don't care.
It's done. I'm out of the loop. But I would say come to ISDC or find some kind of event where, whether it's the X Prize Cup or if it's going out to watch a spacecraft launch in the Mojave Desert, or if it's, if you're a student going to the Space Visions conference for SEDS, I'm slurring a little, Space Visions, you got to find something to do. And go out and meet other space people, because being a space closet geek on your own, not so hot.
No.
Let me tell you. There's a lot of things to do in your
Wow.
closet by yourself. Being a space geek, not one of the most productive. Okay?
Okay. Wow.
Just saying.
And just
right?
think, he's the chair.
I'm the chair of the conference. Well, that's why we're doing the conference, is so you can get out and meet other space geeks. So you guys can actually come on site, meet the other people that are interested in space, and get them to come and start talking in the chat room, explaining what's going on, and meet the other people that are doing it. We were sitting there with a guy that's been to space.
Yeah.
And not because somebody selected him.
No, more than one guy that's been to space.
Oh,
is here.
well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's true. Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're like.
And been to space more than once.
Right, I thought it was funny. Rusty Schweikert, Apollo 9 astronaut, was coming up like, do you guys need help with the AV? Like, no, Rusty, we have it, thank you. I know you've, been in space and all, but I think we can handle the laptop computer. We have Richard Garriott to do it. He's also been
The best
to
part is
space.
he gets up there and he's like PowerPoint to set the play. Thank you, Houston.
Yeah, where is Carmack? That would just create the trilogy right there.
But it's great to meet those people that are actually, not just talking about it anymore, but actually saying, you're right. I can build my own spaceship, and then they go do it.
Right.
And then they hire interns to come in and help them do it. And you can meet those guys and say, how did you get started? When did you make that leap from thinker to doer? And I think that's the critical piece of coming here, is to learn those things. And sometimes they actually say, well, gee, I'm looking for, a person that can do X. And you go, I do X. And they're like, great, would you like to move to the desert?
Would you like to move Ooh, you're selling me. I want move to
Yeah.
the desert.
Would you like to move
Go
to the
on.
desert where there are no other people around and you get to work on spaceships 24 hours a day?
Actually, I would probably say
Yeah,
yes to
actually,
that.
yeah. Do you have that job opening?
There's probably people here that do, yeah. And that's the thing that you get when you come out of the closet and you're like, I am a space geek, I really like doing this. Who else is out there?
I am coining it. This is going to be my term, coming out of the space closet. That's going to be my shtick.
That's it. You got to launch yourself into the industry somehow, and I think being at a conference is the way to do that.
Are you trying to tell me something?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, I'll say, we're only one day in, and it's pretty cool. And, looking at tomorrow, I would say, the prime time tomorrow is between 4 and 6, obviously. In the, what room are we in?
I don't know. Whatever room we're in.
Whatever room we're in. That's definitely the prime time. That's like the prime part of the conference.
Actually, that is the prime room. I will be flat honest with you.
Is it really?
I booked that room completely with really good stuff all day long. There's all about workforce transition and
You
bringing
must
new
think that
people
we're pretty
in.
good because you put us up against direct.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Because, we didn't want to cover that
You
at all.
understand that most of the space vidcasters are
At
huge,
all.
huge direct advocates.
They got to make a choice.
No, they can't make a choice. We choose for
Those
them.
heads will explode.
The camera's going to be on us. Screw them.
Well, I will say I've been to quite a few conferences, not all of them space, but this has been going very smoothly. You've done a very good job. Other than the idea that there's like no bandwidth down there and I want to punch you.
Not his fault.
Well, you got me bandwidth.
Okay, did I get you bandwidth?
You got me bandwidth.
All
I have
right.
the one there's one Ethernet cable for everyone. We have it. That's how much they like us. You like that?
When
Yeah.
somebody else
Awesome.
asked, I told them it was a phone line. They don't know.
You lied?
What?
So
That's what it
proud
looks
of
like.
you.
They're like, oh, is that a phone line? I'm like, yeah, landline. Who does that anymore? Keep moving.
Move along. Is there any power over here? No.
But I knew you guys had a really good thing that you were doing, and I wanted to be able to pull everybody else in. And I don't know what anyone else would have done with like one internet line. The one that we could get. They're $1 million each or something like that when you
Porn.
add in all the taxes and things. Yeah, they'd be like
$1 million each.
looking at their Gmail, and I know you guys are going to do that, but you're also going to, stream out this to everybody where they can participate.
I knew we were forgetting to do something. I was checking my Gmail all day long. Do you guys have any questions for Tim before we let him go? I mean, he's a busy guy and he needs his beauty sleep.
And he has a beautiful wife that I know you can't see, but beautiful wife off camera.
I was about to turn my computer so you guys could see her. That's not very effective.
No, because the camera's way over there. But I'm sure he would rather spend time with her and not us.
Yeah. So any final questions, guys? I know there's lag, so I'm just going to ask a couple more times. Stall awkwardly right now as we wait for internet lag. Yep, little song.
You guys did miss. Everybody on the internet didn't get to see the awesome fireworks that we had this year.
We missed it too.
You know what?
We were
didn't
setting
see
up.
it either.
Tim,
It stopped raining. It was perfect.
Awesome.
It was
Perfect.
beautiful.
That's
Really?
It was really cool. It really was.
Yeah. You rub that
I don't
in.
like any of you anymore.
A little bit more. You want to rub it in a little more?
Yeah, a little bit more. Right there. Right there. Yeah,
Right
just
there?
right there. Yeah. So, all right, awesome. Thank you very much for sitting down with us again and dealing with us again. But it's just an awesome conference, and it's definitely great for space geeks like us. And hopefully, we'll get. My hope is that someone that's here at the conference or someone that's watching right now is going to be that person that solves it. The next Howard Hughes of space, or well, outside of the peeing in jars.
I was just going to say, the next crazy guy? That's awesome.
Up to that point.
You know what? It's a crazy idea up until the day that it works. So there's got to be people that have crazy ideas
This
and
is
that are
true.
working on crazy ideas.
Pee in jars.
And actually,
Go.
I was sitting with one today. Jeff Greason from X-Corp actually said, I remember when I was the crazy guy, and everybody thought I was a nut. And now I have a contract with NASA. And it's that's you make that leap sometimes, and I'm glad that you guys are here and letting everybody see what that looks like when you go from nut to brilliant. And I think that's where we are in the spaceflight industry right now, is we're really making that transition. So I'm glad you guys can be here and bring all of you in to be able to see it, which I don't think in the history of ISDC in 28 years, we've never had a live stream of the conference going out.
I did have somebody who was concerned. They were like, what did you have to do for ISDC to let them? I said, I asked really nicely. And they were like, no, really. Because, you have to pay to get in. And I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I kind of had to make something up. I'm like, well, the lunches and dinners, that stuff for you, extra stuff, we don't stream that live.
It says media. What's the difference?
No, I mean, really. I mean,
watching
he was
it later,
really
watching
concerned.
it live, what's the difference?
He was very concerned.
Oh, wow.
Well, you guys have the audience, and your audience is super engaged in what's going on. And there are a lot of people out there that put out content that don't necessarily have the conversation that you do. And I know that the conversation that you have with people and the fact that your audience is so engaged and they ask such brilliant questions.
Oh, I know. I
and you
felt
reach
really bad because I was the one who was transcribing them. So Ben's like, so how do you feel about the such and such? Because it goes with the thing and thingy, and then and the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, what? X20, how do you, what doing? That was the whole thing because it was just way beyond me. But yeah, no, we had a lot of really great questions from the chat room today. It was awesome.
And that's great that we were able to bring that out to people. And probably next year, a lot of those people will say, it's the cheapest conference that you could possibly go to. And we make it that way on purpose so all of you can come out. And it's going to be in Chicago. Everybody knows it a year in advance so that they can start making plans and, checking their Southwest flights and, I don't know, get a bicycle with nice tires that are inflated or whatever it is they have to do to get there.
We're walking.
Well, we already have people lusting over coming here because, frankly, we can't cover every conference. There are
all the breakout sessions.
There are
and
3
stuff.
tracks that are going on at the same time. We can cover one and only one. So if they want to see the other tracks, if you are a fan of Direct and you want to see Direct, unfortunately, you have to be here in person. We will not be able to cover
we cover the
it.
best tracks.
There is still time to fly into Orlando tomorrow morning because Direct doesn't go on until the afternoon.
Here's what I will say. Anyone who wants to fly in, we have an extra room in we have a 2-bedroom hotel. So if you want to fly in tomorrow, we are. And I know it's a dangerous offer, but
especially because he's got the other room right now.
Absolutely. No, I love meeting the community members. It's really cool to meet people in person, like meeting BZ and meeting you in person. It's really cool. I like bringing that community together. So if you need a hotel room, completely free until we leave on Sunday. So there you go.
That is an amazing offer.
Yep. No one will take me up on it.
You just have to deal with Ben's dirty underwear on the floor.
Wow.
Because Lord
Traumatic.
knows he doesn't move it.
By the way, I'm still sleeping in that bed, so you and I, whoever comes, we're cuddling. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get out of here. Go be with your wife.
All right. It was good to see you guys. Thanks
You
for
as
doing
well.
this.
Thank you,
I
Tim.
really appreciate you guys being here. and making this available for people. I know we joke about it, like, what did you do? But because this is something that we've never had before, and I think it's something that's really critical to start having this conversation open to a lot more people so that they understand why we have these conferences.
Right.
And it's not just a bunch of dorks getting together talking. This is how we forward the space industry.
Well,
There is some of that. There is some of that going on.
There is some of that. But a lot of the conversations, I mean, Richard Garriott sat there and said, I came to this conference and I agreed to speak, but before I could even get on my feet on the ground here, I already had my entire schedule booked up with meetings with people and doing things that were really concrete and making a difference, not just sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting to be able to get up and talk to a group of people. And I think that says a lot about what happens here. And it's not me or the amazing team that's putting on this conference. It's really the people that attend. And I would love for all of the audience members to be able to come and you do a live Space Vidcast with all of the audience members live in the audience to be able to ask questions.
We've always wanted to do that. We want to have a Space Vidcast get together, and a conference like this is the perfect location to do it. So maybe Chicago 10. 010? How does that work?
2010.
2010? No.
Chicago 2010?
OT 10.
OT 10?
OT 10. Chicago OT 10. Space Vidcast meetup, although we may do it at the jackknifing of the Ares 1X test, too.
That'll be fun.
Yep, so. All right.
No comment.
I told you we're direct fans, so we all think it's going to jackknife. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I'm supposed to play the straight man on that. No, it's going to launch just fine.
Well, it's got to make it out to the pad first.
Wow.
There are technical challenges to
Taking it
overcome
to a
on
new
every
level.
step,
Taking it
okay?
to a new- well,
I'm just saying.
They've got a new pad for the Ares, don't they?
God, at
They're
least
building-
I'm
Well, they put
confident
new
enough to
lighting
say it's going to
towers
get to the pad.
No, they're actually building a new pad. We took the KSE tour. They showed us, they're like, here's the new pad. And I'm like, that's smaller, actually.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot of technical hurdles to overcome, and the people at KSC are working on them. And, there are a lot of options, and NASA's looking at those now.
That was a very safe political answer.
Wasn't that?
Yeah, it was
I'm very
great.
proud
It was
of that.
great. All
He's
right,
looking.
yeah.
They're looking.
They're
not going
looking.
to do a damn thing about any of them, but they're looking.
We're going to turn
They're
off the
looking.
camera and then go laugh at NASA. So.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good one.
It's good to
Thank
have you.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely. And then microphone down. And
Yay.
wait, this one. Oh, you're leaving too? I see how it's. And you're taking my mic?
Right on. Awesome. That's the way it works around here.
All right. Well, I guess that's. Should we wrap this one up?
I guess
Or
so.
bring more people in? What's the plan? I have.
No, they
things
just
going
like
around
to.
me.
They like to stand and watch us again. Talk to dead air.
Talk to dead air. We are
Yes,
fascinated.
because they have no idea what's going on, and it's awesome.
How many? Well, only like 44 right now. What? Oh, hang on one second. We'll wrap up the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You can continue to watch our ISDC coverage live right here at spacevidcast.com. If you miss one of the tracks that we cover, not a problem at all. Like 30 seconds after the track is done, we make it available on demand also at spacevidcast.com. It's spacevidcast.com/something/ISDC 2009.
We have a search. So you just
Search
search
for
ISDC.
Yep, absolutely, and you can find those tracks. I'd like to thank everyone so much for joining us, and we will see you next week right here at Space Vidcast. That's every Friday at 2 o'clock a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. If you're in the United States and don't know time zones, that would be too bad. See you then.